You don't need to be smart. You don't need to be popular because those labels are honestly too small to describe who you actually are. You're allowed to be happy even if you didn't get to a fucking Ivy League, even if you didn't do well in the SAT. I'm not the smart one. I'm not the class clown. Who gives a fuck? You can just be yourself and you can be equally as successful in life. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video honestly has been kind of highly requested, I would say. I feel like my audience base is kind of in like different ages, but I think a lot of my advice, I would kind of say geared towards people like myself, like in their 20s, but I just wanted to make this video solely for my high school followers, right? For those who watch me, I just want to say thank you for watching me, and I want to make this video mainly for you guys, ages like 14 to 18, but honestly, this advice would span across all age groups, but I'm making this video with you guys in mind. So, you know, teenage years is really funny because to me, I feel like teenage year, it's like the time where you gain consciousness. You gain consciousness and you just think that you know everything. And truth is, it's just, yeah, you do know things now because you're conscious, but you're in that age where you think you know everything. You know better than the adults, whatever. You're in a very ignorant phase. And you just finished middle school and now you're suddenly thrown in this position where get ready for college, go to college, study for exams. It's just, you have that really quick transition where you just have to get your shit together. There's starting to be labels. She's the popular one, he's the funny one, she's a smart one, you know, there's like labels thrown around. And it feels like if you're not within a certain label, it makes you feel like a failure. Like, what am I? What am I? And the truth is that when you're 14 to 18, you don't know how big the world is. And that's not your fault because you're just in an institution. You're just with this group of people. And that's just how big you know the world to be because that is your world. And you don't realize how big the world is after you graduate. The world I live in now just feels so crazy to me that my high school self would never even fathom of thinking about. Like, oh my God, you can travel to places. Oh my God, there's no homework. Oh my God, you don't have to take tests. So again, once again, I used my journal. I wrote down some stuff that I want to talk about, and I wrote down your group of people and expected to get along with them. It's very hard, and I think for me, I've always struggled with institutions. I've always struggled with being in an institution. It felt pressuring where I feel like whatever I do, it's going to be judged by others. I just feel like when I'm by myself, things are just easier because I'm the most comfortable with myself, and I don't need to, I don't know if the word is assimilate. I don't need to like become a certain way to fit other people's palettes. And yeah, that's my fault. I don't need to fit anyone's palette, but it's just, I'd rather do things myself rather than thinking whether I'm being perceived or not. Like, yes, I could be like, nobody's gonna perceive me, I don't care. But that's just the easiest when I'm by myself because when I'm by myself, nobody's perceiving me besides myself. But when I'm outside, it's just, I just don't want to deal with that. So I wrote down, but life goes on beyond that. After you graduate, life will unfold. Don't let whatever label given to you in high school to carry throughout the rest of your life because that isn't true. This is what I wrote down based off of some of the stuff that I feel about my high school experience. I said, some smart people disappear. The popular kid doesn't continue being popular after. The quiet loser succeeds. The people who has a lot of friends turns out to have no friends. The ones with no friends have the highest standards. Some of the smartest remain smart, possibly even, you know, writing books, becoming doctors. The ones that attract drama continue living miserable lives. The one who jokes around and not take anything seriously opens their own cafe. The hardworking ones continues to work hard but never breaks out of the box. You set the rules in your life. It's easier to evolve as a person when you can choose your environment and not be caged in and restricted. Wow, that's deep as fuck. And of course, those are just some examples that I've realized, and that's not gonna apply to everyone. You know, you have your own examples, but it just goes to show you people are not caged in within the labels. They break out of it. They do certain things that are unexpected. It's just how things are. And I don't mean for you to live by those, like whatever the fuck I said, like, oh, so if you're a loser, you're gonna be like super cool when you grow up. No, that's just some examples I'm giving. Is just that whatever is possible. Okay, that's just what I want you to understand. I then create a subsection where I want to talk about advice to high schoolers. I'm gonna go down the list and I'll talk about it. Okay, number one, don't bully others. I think bullying is a very scary thing, and it's just like, I get it. I don't think I've ever been severely bullied. I feel like I wasn't like the preferred option for people to be friends with. They're like, she's quiet, she's not that pretty, you know, she's just academically focused. Like, I didn't really have anything going for me to be friends. I didn't have like the most amazing personality either, but I've never also gotten bullied. I think I was very academically focused. Like, I was like very on top of my academics, where I think people knew that not to like fuck with me in a way, but it was also like I wasn't popular anyway. And I never bullied people because I think I was more worried of whether I'm gonna get bullied, like made fun of. I do get comments from people, oh, if I'm being bullied, what do I do? Tell an adult, which I know sounds bad, and it's like, it really depends on what the fuck the adult is capable of doing. But one thing that you just have to know is that those people are highly insecure. Confident people do not go about their day bullying others. They're extremely insecure, and things are probably not going well in their home. I'm not saying that for you to sympathize with them, but it's just, they're just fucking losers. They don't know what to do at home, which is not blaming them, but they take that out on other people who are weaker than them, and that's just really fucked up. And so they're fucking losers, and honestly, I don't really know what to say because I've never really encountered it myself. But I think that sometimes like you just stand up for yourself and be like, what do you want? Generally, what is wrong with you? Why do you need to do this? Like there's a reason why a high schooler wouldn't go bully a 25-year-old. It's just like you know how to stand your ground and just be like, what is wrong with you? Why do you need to do this? But the thing is that when we're younger, we don't really think that. We just think that, oh my God, this is so scary. But I feel like I'm not the best to give out certain advices with like this sort of things, but all I can say is that if you're in high school, don't bully others, okay? Don't make other people's lives more difficult. You don't know what people are going through, and it's just not cool. My next advice is that focus on academics. I don't think that just because you have a degree in college, you have a high school diploma, makes you smarter than someone who doesn't have a degree, okay? But I think focusing and learning things is very important because you're given this opportunity to learn about things. You learn about math. Like, yeah, maybe someday you won't really be using it, but it's good to just learn new things. Like for me, I don't fucking remember what I learned at calculus. I don't remember that shit, but I think that it's the skills I got from learning things. I can actually teach myself how to be disciplined, how to get something done, how to be analytical with words. I think the classes that really helped me throughout life is probably English. I mean, math sometimes because I'm good with numbers. But yeah, I think the class that really helped me a lot, I remember back in high school, was called AP Seminar, which is basically like a class where you do research, you conduct research, you write it down, you write down what's like biases from different sources, and you have to do a lot of public speaking. And I think that class has honestly taught me a lot. It taught me how to just scan through articles, write down things, and honestly just public speaking, because look at me now, like I just say things, you know, I'm not saying to like a whole audience, but I am just speaking to the camera. That class has helped me a lot. So I think that you really just think of it like it's the skills you gain, you know, how much can you absorb within like a certain time frame and just like get this stuff done. So I think it's the skills that really matters. And then I wrote down, you don't need to be popular. It's like crazy because it's like, oh, like the popular kids are just loved by everyone. I want to be popular. I want to be popular. And trust me, I get it, because back then I wanted to be popular too. I was like, what's the point? Like everyone has friends, like this is great, like I want to be popular too. You don't need to be popular to succeed, guys. You can be your own person. If you're not popular and you're opposite of being popular, that's fine, guys. Your life is not going to end. Trust me, girl, because coming from someone who was not popular at all, look at me now. I think I turned out pretty cool, right? You don't need a lot of friends, just a few. You don't need a lot of friends. It's honestly quality over quantity, and honestly when you have that one good friend, it makes life just a lot easier. So yeah, you don't need to befriend everyone. And I said that people talk shit about you when they project it onto you. I remember my Instagram back then, like my current Instagram, like a few years ago, used to be like an art Instagram. I would draw a lot because that's how I coped with things. And I remember there was this one girl, it's so funny. I basically took a picture of an apple and I really liked the skin. I thought the skin was really interesting, so I posted on my story. I said, it's like watercolor. This reminds me of watercolor. Very harmless, you know. And the girl, I think that one of the girls in the group chat told me something, and it was kind of interesting when I think about it. So basically this girl A, basically took a screenshot of my post and posted it into the group saying that she's so cringe. Like, why did she say these things? Friend B, who was in the group chat, told me what friend A said. And, you know, she's like, I'm your side. Like, I don't know why she said that. Friend B was very interesting. Thinking about it, I'm like, then why were you friends with friend A if friend A is low-key making fun of me? But honestly, I think this is why I don't like people who don't take sides, because not taking a side is taking a side. And I constantly get tested with that throughout, even now. When I get to know someone in a 3-person group and something fall out and somebody told me the thing, what happened, I always take a side. I never not take a side. I'm never like, oh, I'm gonna be friends with both of you guys. Unless it's like, I don't know, maybe if it's a work setting, like, yes, I get it. But usually if it's like something personal, I always take a side. Because it's like not taking a side, I think it's just such a cowardly move. Because like for me, I don't need a lot of friends. I can be by myself. So it's like when I pick my people, I need to be sure I'm gonna pick the people that I believe are going to be good. So yeah, it's just make sure you pick good friends. And yeah, those people who talk shit about you, like, it's so crazy because she said that and like my Instagram started growing a bit in college. She like commented on my post or something being like, oh my god, like you're growing so much, like we should grab some food. I moved that shit to general real fucking fast. Girl, we were never friends. What the fuck? But yeah, it just goes to show you that people switch up. So don't care about people who talk shit about you. They're fucking losers. We should never concern with people who are below us. Those bitches who just fucking just shit on you because they're highly insecure. Don't waste your time and energy on people like that. Next, you're not falling behind when you're in high school, 14 to 18. You don't need to have a plan, okay? Because this is something that I want to tell you also as a 25-year-old, which is that I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, yes, I've gotten better at things. I know how to pay rent. I know how to pay my taxes. I know how to, insurance. I know how to travel. I know XYZ, but I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I do have more experiences to get closer if I do want to do something. Life is always unfolding, and that is just a part of life. As a 25-year-old, I can't speak for those of you guys who are older than me, but I'm gonna speak for people who are younger than me. That's how life is, at least till 25, right? It's just life is always unfolding. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm taking things more simple, and I realize that the more simple I take things, things, the happier I am. I walk out, enjoy the sunlight. I walk out again and I see like a cute cafe shop. I go in, the guy smiles at me, the cashier smiles at me. I'm like, today's gonna be a good day. I order something, I sit down, I journal. You control every single breath you take. You control every single step you take. And it's just that simple. So if you don't have things figured out, just think about this. Like as a 25-year-old, I think back to like people who have their shit figured out at like 18. I'm like, what the fuck was I doing at 18, bro? So no, you don't have to figure out everything. You can have something that interests you, but if you don't have everything figured out, that is completely fine. Next, don't people please. So yeah, you don't have to people please. You don't have to get everyone to like you. You don't need to get approval from everyone. Like yes, when you people please, it can bring you maybe more opportunities, but if it gets to a certain point that's really costing your peace where you're like, this is so fucking exhausting, why the fuck am I doing this? Then it's probably not worth it. You don't need to people please in order to get what you want. And I feel like when you people please, it destroys meaningful connections, because when you people please, it's a sort of manipulation. Even when you don't mean it, you're showing a side to someone that's not your authentic self, that's not your real self, and people are only going to accept that version of you because they don't know any other version of you. I know you can control it because you probably developed those tendencies at home where, you know, like just people pleasing gets you out of chaos and shit, and I get it. Just realize you don't need to people please. You don't need to be nice to everyone. You own everyone kindness, but you don't need to be nice to everyone. Drop the labels. You don't need to be smart. You don't need to be popular. You don't need to be funny, because those labels are honestly too small to describe who you actually are. So when you're in high school, you're like, oh, I'm not the smart one. I'm not the class clown. I'm not like super. Who gives a fuck? You can just be yourself and you can be equally as successful in life. You can be happy. High school is just such a difficult time that I would never want to go back to, because you're just with the same people, and sometimes it's just like when you don't get along with them, you're still gonna see them every day, which just kind of sucks, you know, it just sucks. And you see them for like 8-9 hours a day, which is honestly a lot when you think about it. But yeah, you are equally as special and unique without a label, okay? Just please know that. Next, ask questions. It's always good to ask questions. It's always good to get to know more of the things. And I think that it's a very good habit to practice. Asking questions doesn't make you stupid, okay? That's just like such a fucked up thing to think. And I know there's those people who make you feel that way, but those are just people who are very, very insecure and just think that they know everything. But honestly, they're just giving loser, except the fact that nobody ever tells them that they're giving loser because people are too nice. But yeah, you should always ask questions, get to know more about your surrounding, get to know more of the world. I think that when you realize how little you know of the world, I think that's true wisdom. Next, growth feels uncomfortable. I remember when I first took my class, like AP seminar, I think I took like 7-8 AP classes my junior or senior year. Man, I was like really uncomfortable, but it really pushed me to grind super hard and really realize like what I'm capable of and how much I can do within a period of time. Especially taking AP seminar, like presenting to people, that was like the most uncomfortable. I was so scared talking to like in front of everyone, okay? Especially as an introvert. I was just so fucking scared. It like drained the fuck out of me, but I just practiced and it really made me, I feel like, talk better in front of people. So next I wrote, realize you choose your life. Is it really your dream job? I mean, like, it's just how society is. People think that you gotta have a dream job, you know, like people don't dream of doing labor. People don't dream of working, you know. You need to realize this is your life. Whatever you want to do, you can probably do it. It's just that you need to just get used to the idea that you can actually do it. And whatever it is that you want to do, it's very possible that you can do it. It's just that you need to work hard for it. Next I wrote down, don't fuel gossip, or also don't hang out with those people. Those people who constantly have something to gossip about, it's just kind of exhausting. They're always like, oh, gossip comes to me. Like gossip always like comes to me. Like, no, babe, it's the energy. It's the energy that gets you into these shit. Like, yes, there's those people who are just it's just very unfortunate for them where there's always some drama, even though they themselves just don't want drama. Just the people around them are shit. But, you know, just don't feel drama. When someone tells you about something, you don't need to entertain it. And yeah, that might make you boring, but it just makes you live a more honest life. And I think having an honest, like a simple life is honestly just a way to go. So I wrote down, everything matters less than you think, but be kind. Yeah, you getting that shitty grade on a test doesn't really matter. And you might be like, oh my God, how do I get into college? XYZ. Like, yes, oh my God, I guess it matters to some point, but like, I really do think that down the line, like those people who are doctors, I don't think that one shitty grade prevented them from becoming a doctor, you know what I mean? And you know, that most embarrassing thing that happened, I remember I walked out of the bathroom with like toilet paper out of my pants, and some girl was like, oh my God, you have toilet paper. I literally thought I could die, but no, I didn't. And I remember I was really nervous during like a seminar, and I think I said something, like I didn't know what I was saying. I think I just had to say something because I had to get the participation points. I was so nervous, like 14-year-old, no, I was like 16. I think I was 16. I was so nervous that I was literally about to poop my fucking pants. And the question was something like, should we speak up? And my ass, I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, no, we shouldn't speak up. I kid you not, my brain wasn't even working when I said that. The moment it came out of my mouth, I was like, what the fuck did I just say? And the class ended and everyone looked at me stunned and I was like, might as well kill me now. Like, why the fuck did I say that? And I don't know what the fuck I said to reiterate my point. So there you go. You go through embarrassing shit and that's just how you live. Anyways.
A few moments later.
You're allowed to start over. That's another thing. I mean, guess like high school, you're just starting. There's no such thing as like, you can start over. Like, babe, you're literally 16. What are you starting over on? I guess maybe that applies more to college, but honestly, it's just when you change your mind, you change your mind, and that's okay. Next is very important, and that's something that I kind of regret with my high school years, but I don't hung on to the regrets, but it's just something that if I could go back, I would want to fix, which is that don't rush to grow up. Adulthood and responsibilities will come soon enough. You're gonna grow up. When you're in high school, when you gain that level of consciousness, you're gonna grow up even faster. And that's why people are always like, why does 18 to 25 just feel so fast compared to like when I was younger? Because when you're younger, you don't have that level of consciousness. You don't really think about things. You're not really aware of your surroundings. Once you're aware of things, that just go faster. It just gets faster and faster and faster when you realize how life is. Yeah. And so this brings into my next point, which is that you don't need to hit a specific milestone to feel happy. Because back then I was really just focused on college. I was like, I have to get into college. I have to get into university. If I don't get into the Ivy Leagues, my life is gonna fucking end. At the end, I didn't get into Ivy League. Yes, I fucking cried. I remember like I did ED to UPenn and I didn't get into UPenn and I cried. And I was like, girl, like thinking about it, I'm like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck were you gonna do at UPenn? Like, what the fuck was I thinking? I was like, oh, I can't become an investment banker. Like, I can't become a consultant. I'm like, babe, like, literally, I was so caught up with the privilege of things. And I'm like, babe, like, girl, calm the fuck down. Life is not that deep. And I remember, like, opening those college decisions was, like, the worst thing ever, bro. It was just so scary. I would not want to relive that. That was not fun. Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't go to this cafe now to fool around. Like, I can't sit on the bench to read a book. I can't go to, bring myself to go eat somewhere. I just constantly feel like because I didn't hit what I want to hit, I'm not allowed to do those things. And even now, there's a problem that I still struggle with, which is something that I really want to get better at. But that's just something you have to realize, which is that you're so young. Don't rush to adulthood. Like, yes, we can have things we look forward to, but please enjoy the moment. I'm begging you, if you're in high school or whatever, please, please, please enjoy the moment because you're not going to be 16, 18. You're not going to be that age again. And once you grow up, you're out. I know there's a lot of responsibility on you, like, oh, the grades, going to class, like all that, but try to romanticize it. Try to make it yourself happy. Like, try to make a matcha in the morning. And I get it. If you live in an environment and a household that is kind of toxic, it's really hard, but try your best. Like, this is not going to be there forever. Trust me, you're not going to live in that house forever. You're not going to be going to high school forever. This is all very temporary. It might just feel so much longer because if it's not pleasant for you, it's not pleasant for you, but you're going to become an adult super fast. For me, 25 now, I don't remember what the fuck happened in high school, but it's going to come, okay? And you're allowed to be happy even if you didn't get to a fucking Ivy League. You're allowed to be happy even if you didn't do well in the SAT. You're allowed to be happy when you didn't get a good grade. You're allowed to be happy even if you're not popular, even if you don't have a lot of friends, even when you're not, fit into the conventional beauty standard. You're allowed to be happy, okay? You're allowed to feel joy, which is so crazy for me to say, but this is just what it is. Dream big. People will judge you, but we shouldn't we shouldn't corner. What the fuck did I say? I guess I just said dream big. Yeah, dream big. Like, honestly, whatever you want to do, it's very much possible. It's just that you need to get comfortable with it. And people who judge you are just beneath us. We don't concern ourselves with people who are beneath us. That's just so fucking exhausting. Via, you can't just like think people are below you. Well, losers and haters, they're there. They're there. I don't give a fuck what you say, and we don't have energy to deal with that. You know what's so funny? I was on a call with my mom, and I told her like situations where there's like moments where you have a fallout with a 3-person group, right? And I told that, oh, there's like people who are fighting, and one of them told me what happened, and it was just really shitty. And other people also told me, to back up her thing. And I was like, I really don't feel I should be friends with this other person. My mom was like, well, you gotta just keep the peace. It's just what it is. Like, you shouldn't make bad blood with people, and there's no right or wrong answer. But personally, for me, I don't like dealing with people who are just bad. Again, like I said, certain work settings, I get it. But usually for me, I'm just like, no, I don't think there's right or wrong answers with that. But personally, for me, it's just like time is too precious. I'd rather be with myself. Because it's like, I'm investing in time into you because this is a relationship. This is a friendship. If you're a bad person, I don't really want to be friends with you. So why the fuck am I with you? We don't concern ourselves with people who have negative vibes. Next, don't take advice from people who you don't want to become. period. If you are giving you advice, you shouldn't choose this major. You need to take XYZ, but you don't even know, like, who the fuck are you? If you don't want to become them, don't take advice from them. We take advice from people who we want to take advice from. And honestly, unsolicited advice always pisses me off. Last piece of advice is that you're going to be okay. That is just the truth. You are going to be okay. No matter what happens, even if you get a bad grade, even when the world feels like it's falling apart, you're going to be okay. I know that at the moment it might seem like, oh my God, everything's falling apart. Like, this is not going to be okay. Like, this is going to go so shit and so south for me. It's going to be fine. Life unfolds in such magical and just ways you cannot expect. Maybe at that given time frame when something unfolds, you probably saw it coming, but like a year from like before whatever fucking unfolds, you would not have guessed that, you know? So things unfold in ways we would not expect. This is why life is so precious. Enjoy your life. Don't live to other people's expectations and standards of you. Be yourself. It is okay to be yourself. And I know it's scary, especially in high school. So it gets easier as you get older. The world that you see right now isn't what the world is going to be. Maybe like a tiny fraction of what it is, but life can be so different, like so different, because you're in high school, you're on this one little building and across like a whole fucking world. Girl, like the experiences are limitless. So whatever you want to do, you can most definitely do it. So the only limitations we have in ourselves is just us. So yeah, this is a letter to those of you guys who are in high school, and I really hope that this helped you guys. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys all very, very soon, okay? Bye guys, love you.